Hello Aquarius, welcome to Quarter Moon Tarot. Let's start your reading. We're doing a past, present, and future for you. Let's see what's been happening with Aquarius. So that's your past. These are your current energies, and this is what is coming up for you. So, in the past, what have you been dealing with? Queen of Swords. There's been some kind of a transformation which you have been experiencing, Aquarius. It could also be, being in the company of somebody, definitely a, feminine figure for most, who is very cut and dried as far as a conversation is concerned. She speaks to the point, she speaks very precisely, lacks warmth, lacks nurturing, but you cannot say that, she is wrong. That kind of is. All right, so we have the Five of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Lovers. But I do feel that this is more to do with you. You've stopped those kind of negative thoughts for yourself, and you have started focusing on something which is more worthy of you in terms of how you talk to yourself, how you talk about yourself, and how you speak in general, to yourself. Right, you are realizing that your own communication with yourself plays a very important role in your well-being, and you realize that it's been about time that you stop speaking in a negative tone to yourself, whether you berate yourself, whether you speak poorly of yourself, whether you speak harshly to yourself. You're realizing that it makes such an impact on you, the way you are talking to yourself, like I said, about yourself or other people or in general. You realize that I need to cut out this kind of conversation which brings me down, which puts me in a negative light, or whereby I focus on conversation wherein I see other people in poor light. So you are looking at changing your thoughts where you see the good in everything, or at least you've stopped seeing the negative in those kind of things. And I think a little bit of studying, a little bit of introspection, has brought you to this point, and you feel that this is something you would like to follow for some time. Then for some of you, I do feel there has been an exchange of some harsh words between you and another person, and you have been kind of distanced from them, but you realize that you really, it would be nice to patch up with them, and you have done that patching up and kind of reconnected with them. So just see which category you belong to, but there is definitely a focus on communicating with you know a there is a focus on leaving behind the kind of communication which makes you or the other person feel bad. You've realized that, and you've kind of figured out that whenever I'm going to communicate with myself or with this other person, it's always going to be something which is nice, which is a little pleasant, and not the harsh truth, even though it is the truth. So whatever it is, you're focusing a lot on your way of communicating with yourself or another person. With the King of Pentacles, this is a card of abundance. It is a card of having a lot of material wealth. It's a card of having a lot of resources. So with you, in respect to this situation, you've realized that you have come a long way as far as communication goes, and you feel that you have worked really hard on with getting this under control, and you've seen some kind of results coming out with what you've experienced about how you communicate with yourself or with other people. It is making you feel very happy that you finally kind of figured it out, and you realize that it's okay. One thing is there to be right and see the truth of a situation, but the other thing is also about not hurting people, whether it is yourself or with the other person. So that is the kind of insight you are getting, that it's kind of bringing about an emotional shift in you as well. But all in all, you do feel that yes, you've learned a lot in this, with this entire episode. You've learned to feel good. It is always nice to kind of just reframe your words and what you want to say to yourself or another person, so that you do the minimum emotional damage. Though you do speak the truth, but you need to be very picky and choosy about your communication so that nobody gets hurt, whether it is you or another person. And that way you feel that kind of happiness and that optimism, that yes, you finally figured out how to kind of connect with other people when it is through conversation. Knight of Pentacles, this is something you would like to work with, Aquarius. Okay, so and you are going to hold on to it, because all in all it does make you feel quite happy. This card too wants to come out. Let's see. We have the five of wands also over here. So I think it will take a little bit of you will need to be with this for some time, for it to get ingrained and integrated with you, because you do realize that it is very important that everybody feels happy. Words have a way of either connecting people or breaking up relationships. You probably have experienced both, but now you realize that your communication, you'd rather have that happiness around you, and you're committed to it. You have seen a little glimpse of how these things work, and that internal conflict for some of you, I think it might surface. So but you know how to handle it or deal with it. And some of you, I think you will really put this conflict behind you, and you will tell yourself that I'm not going to get into this. I'm going to see the larger good for in this, and I'm going to see the good for myself, and not get into these kind of conflicts with other people about what is right, what is wrong, what is correct, what is incorrect, what is true, what is false. There's another way of communicating whereby the air of happiness, the air of joy in the family or in the relationship is far more important, right? I think that is what you are moving towards, Aquarius. Let me get some more guidance. Assurance. Give it time, all the time it needs. So with the Knight of Pentacles, it is slow movement, but you are committed to it with the Seven of Wands over here. So take your time, take all the time you need with this, Aquarius, because this is something you are quite keen on working with. So be patient with it, and it's going to definitely yield very good results for you. Compassion, that's exactly what this is leading you to, that it's what is important, to tell people the truth, or to put the same thing across in words which have which have positive a positive note to it. You can correct people, you can tell them the truth, but in a way which sounds nice, which makes them feel happy, which makes you also feel happy. Even if you're talking to yourself, you want to choose words which comfort you, which nurture you, which do not highlight flaws, which do not focus on judgment, which do not focus on harshness, which do not focus on lack or something you don't have. You want to focus on words which give hope, which are optimistic, which have a lot more compassion, forgiveness, and the fact that one is more generous towards your own faults or the faults of other people. That is what this compassion card is about. It'll take time to get inculcated in your personality, or to get that approach that I must always speak with compassion, be generous to everyone's fault, including your own, right? And basically the focus is to be a lot more softer and gentler with yourself, and you're going to extend that to other people as well. So see how it is. If it starts with you, you're going to be experiencing it with others as well. And if it is a significant relationship, again you will see your relationship blooming, a lot more softness and harmony coming in, just the way you choose your words. It's going to make a lot of difference, right? So do stay with it, because it'll take a little while to finally be in that flow consistently. With that, I'll wrap up your reading, Aquarius. Thank you for watching.